Hey! Let's start that music.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What they have just experienced is called inertia, or Newton's first law of motion. Inertia is the tendency of an object to resist any change to its state of motion. An object in motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays at rest. Simply, objects keep doing what they're doing unless an unbalanced force acts on them. An unbalanced force means that the net force acting on the object is not equal to zero. And that means that there is a force acting on the objects and causing an acceleration. Inertia is measured by an object's mass. That's why it's harder to move a really heavy object than a really light one.
In the example with the car was moving with a constant velocity. Consequently, both the car and the people in the car were moving at the same velocity. This means the forces were balanced, and there was a resultant force of zero acting on them both. However, when they applied the brakes, an opposite resistive force acted on the car, but not on the people inside the car, since they were not attached to the car itself. As a result, their bodies were still in motion while the car was brought to a stop. They were only able to stop when the force of the seatbelt stopped them. That's why you should always use a seatbelt, because otherwise you would have been flying out the window. Here's another example of Newton's first law of motion. This is another example of physics at work. Newton's first law of motion shows us that since the objects on the table and the table itself don't have any forces acting upon them, they are balanced, and in this case stationary with a velocity of 0 meters per second. However, once the tablecloth is removed from below the bowl of pine cones, a force is acted upon the tablecloth, causing it to move. However, no forces acted upon the bowl of pine cones, causing it to stay stationary. This corresponds with the famous idea of inertia that states objects in motion tend to stay in motion, while objects at rest tend to stay at rest.
Yeah. Jessica, you freaking ditched us, but we love you.
Go. Ready? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go fast. Oh god, no. Oh god, don't go fast. No! Hold on. Okay, you guys aren't gonna die. I doubt that, very much so. I'm gonna kill you guys. I'm gonna die!